Once upon a time, film critics were the gatekeepers of cinema. Their reviews in newspapers and magazines could make or break a movie.
And it also contains one of the worst musical scores I've ever heard.
I hope that no one spends their own money to go and see the film.
It should give some notion to the reader of what the movie is about.
Now, TikTok, Twitter, and memes dictate a film's fate faster than a Rotten Tomatoes score ever could. Back in the days, critics like Roger Ebert and Pauline Kael were the big deal when it came to movie reviews and criticism. Back then, the movies felt more authentic and raw, and if a movie was terrible, well, the movie critics said it was terrible.
Life is precious, life is short, and the idiots who made this film are taking 2 hours of my life and robbing it from me in order to give me less than nothing.
Pretty much the only way to market a movie was through TV spots and movie trailers, which really made it impossible for normal people to get their reviews out to the world. But after the internet became a thing, the way to find movie reviews changed. Sites like IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes quickly became widely popular. On these sites, you could find reviews from both experts and regular people just voicing their opinion about movies. But was this a good or a bad thing for the movie community? To answer that, we need to compare it to the situation of today. With launches of Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, things have changed drastically. The last few years, the rise of short-form content has really taken off, especially on TikTok. And with that, the kids of today have gotten dumber by the day. I mean, these kids today probably couldn't even watch through a 2+ hour movie without scrolling on their phone. But the thing is, these TikTok kids have actually made a pretty huge impact on movies as we see them today, whether you like it or not. Since TikTok is free, people can post whatever they enjoy or find funny. And since movies are something that many people like, it's natural that a lot of people will post videos about them. The videos range from edits to memes and funny moments. These organic short clips and edits almost feel like free advertising for the movies, whether the studios intended or not. Take, for example, a movie that might not have had a big marketing budget. If someone posts a hilarious or emotional scene from it on TikTok, and it catches on, suddenly that movie is on everyone's radar. People start making their own videos about it, adding their twist, and it becomes a trend. This can lead to more people buying tickets and heading to the theaters, all because of a few viral videos. And it's not just about the clips. TikTok users love to create challenges or dances related to movies. Remember when everyone was doing the dance from that one movie? That wasn't just fun, it was free advertising for the film. The more people participated, the more others wanted to see what all the fuss was about. But here's a twist. Those funny scenes might not be as random as they seem. In fact, many times, the studios actually plan for these moments to go viral. And I know what you're thinking. How can the studios be behind this if they're not the ones posting the clips? Well, let me explain. In recent years, producers and studios have caught on to the power of viral moments, deliberately crafting scenes to be easily clipped, shared, and turned into memes, essentially becoming their own form of marketing. They know that these funny, over-the-top moments will take off on social media, like Deadpool and Wolverine for example. The opening scene where Deadpool takes out a dozen enemies while dancing to Bye 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 from NSYNC, the many versions of Deadpool, including Dogpool, and the endless one-liners are just a few of the scenes practically made for internet gold. But there are also some instances where the movie becomes a meme and hyped just for being absolutely dogshit. And yes, I am talking to you, Morbius. Now let's get back to Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. People will always have different opinions, that's just how it is. But in my experience, people generally seem to like the sites. Think about it. Both IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes introduced something completely new to the movie world. For the first time, you could actually look up a movie and see what others think before watching. Now compare that to today's social media platforms like TikTok. Look, there's no denying TikTok's success, but it still doesn't come close to real movie review sites, where you get actual insights instead of just some random memes. But there's one thing IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes are really missing, something these next two platforms have. IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes are great, no doubt, but When you want a more honest, fresh take on movies, platforms like Twitter and Letterboxd are where you should be. Maybe not IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes, and definitely not TikTok. Look, I'm not saying that all TikTok movie posts are brainless, but when you get people posting stuff like this...
Oh my god. You guys, you need to watch this movie.
Is there a problem?
This is what I just give you 100 milligrams of.
Or this.
Okay, so the only reason I ended up watching this was because of TikTok. I kept seeing that scene popping up of the guy who walks into the diner.
It just shows that TikTok is most likely not the best place to get your movie tips from. So what exactly makes these two sites so popular among film lovers all around the world? To understand that, we first need to take a closer look at what these platforms actually offer. Twitter can be a chaotic app at times, but it can also be a goldmine for film discussions, hot takes, and passionate debates. A single tweet can go viral, influencing thousands of potential viewers. For instance, when a new blockbuster hits theaters, lovers of the movie come up with hashtags through which they react to the movie. Some give the movie praise, but then there are others who heavily criticize the movie. Either way, we see the power of Twitter and just how powerful the movie community on Twitter is. While people are free to write whatever comes to mind, I've personally found that most movie fans on the platform tend to offer honest and serious takes. For me, the biggest drawback to Twitter is the fact that your feed often gets bombarded with all sorts of random stuff, some of which you'd rather avoid. And no, I'm not gonna give you examples. Yeah, that's something you can research on your own. Letterboxd, on the other hand, is built specifically for film lovers. Instead of just slapping a score on a movie, people on Letterboxd actually chat about it, giving their honest takes and thoughts. It's like a cozy book club where members write detailed reviews and curate lists of their favorite films. Letterboxd gives movie lovers the chance to dive deep into the nuances of a movie, discussing everything from cinematography to character development. The platform has a very unique feature of allowing users to rate films with half stars. This makes them provide very precise feedback. Since Letterboxd is all about movies, you may ask what the actual similarities between these two are. I get it, on the surface they seem pretty different. On Twitter, film discussions are mixed in with everything else like politics, celebrity drama, and a lot more. While on Letterboxd, it's all about movies. But there is one key similarity between these two, and it's how genuine and down-to-earth both platforms feel. Letterboxd is really unique in the way that you track, review, and rate movies for yourself or with your friends, while Twitter is a place where you can discuss everything from A to Z, covering both movies and pretty much anything else. For me, it's the combination of these two elements that's made both platforms a go-to for movie lovers. But here's the thing. Social media platforms, especially modern ones like TikTok and Instagram, are about much more than just reading reviews and opinions. There's a whole different side to the way movies are discussed today. And it all starts with something a bit unexpected. And that thing is, believe it or not, memes. But it wasn't always like that. You see, a few years ago, memes were just pictures with a funny text to it getting posted on the internet. But over time, they've changed a lot, especially with the rise of video content online. And as TikTok and other short-form platforms have grown in popularity, it hasn't taken long for memes to follow suit. There have been memes regarding movies for years, but it has never had such a big impact as it has today. It may sound exaggerated, but memes can literally make or break a movie. Take Minions: The Rise of Gru, for example. When it was released, it quickly became the center of an unexpected meme phenomenon. Out of nowhere, groups of young men dressed in suits and calling themselves gentle minions started showing up in masses to watch the movie. I'm not sure who started it or exactly why, but somehow it became this massive social media trend. But the meme definitely helped push the movie into the spotlight. On the other hand, there's a few movies that got completely killed by memes, like Madam Web or, as I've mentioned earlier, Morbius. Honestly, there's not much to say about these films other than that they were just terrible. I mean, just look at this.
Thanks for meeting me, Doc. I've been reading about you.
I'm listening.
I'm not sure how I got here. Has to do with Spider-Man, I think. I'm still figuring this place out, but I think a bunch of guys like us should team up. could do some good.
Intriguing.
Yeah, there's really no saving that. That's the thing about social media. It moves at lightning speed. 1 minute, a movie's everywhere. The next, it's completely forgotten. This happens all the time. A movie goes viral, takes over conversations for a week or two, and then just fades away, as if it was never even released. And that's the difference. Some movies are built to last, while others blow up for a moment and then disappear. Social media often rewards the trending and memeable content, but long-term cultural impact requires more than just a viral moment. Take Barbie and Oppenheimer, for example. Both became memes, but in completely different ways. Oppenheimer was a true masterpiece, and a gripping film with some of the most stunning cinematography you'll ever see, while Barbie was more of a lighthearted, colorful film with a much less serious tone. Sure, it had its moments and wasn't bad by any means, but a lot of its popularity came from the whole Barbenheimer phenomenon. The memes about the movie and the fact that it actually released the same day as Oppenheimer made it a cultural moment. Of course, Barbie had more going for it than just that. It's been a cultural icon for generations, especially for young girls. So, a movie about it? Yeah, it was always gonna pull in big numbers. But I didn't expect it to do that well at all. It even beat Oppenheimer at the box office, both in the US and worldwide. Both had their place, but Oppenheimer was just actually a really good movie with incredible cinematography, while Barbie was a movie about a Barbie doll. And besides that, who really cares about the Barbie movie today? I know I don't. That's really the difference between movies that trend and movies that last. Some blow up for a few weeks and disappear, while others keep coming back and performing years after its release. The perfect example of this is the Lord of the Rings movies. The trilogy came out over 20 years ago, and yet it still gets talked about today. But why is that? It's not just the memes or the funny moments that keep people coming back. There's something more, something deeper that a lot of movies today simply lack. In The Lord of the Rings, we follow Frodo, the main character, on a journey that starts in his peaceful, safe hometown. Along the way, he faces challenges, he loses people, but also gains new allies. It's these ups and downs, these emotional stakes that create a real connection to Frodo and to all the characters. As a result of this, viewers become more invested, always left wondering what's coming next. Another movie that shares a similar blueprint to The Lord of the Rings is the Harry Potter series. J.K. Rowling has managed to bring millions of fans across the world into his magical world. The films, much like the books, have created a legacy that continues to thrive. But then, what's the secret? Well, it's because of how engaging the plot lines and how relatable the characters are. The film follows the story of a young wizard who discovers his true identity and battles dark forces. That simple storyline has captured the imaginations of millions. The characters, from the brave Harry to the loyal Hermione and the humorous Ron, feel like old friends to many fans. The magic of Hogwarts and the courage, friendship, and love that the series displays has made it loved by viewers of all ages. And while there have been a lot of social media trends, the series remains relevant. So is social media really becoming the new critic? I don't think the art of cinema will ever truly die. Movies like Dune, Oppenheimer, and others show that epic, thoughtfully crafted films can still find success, even in a world where memes dominate. But let's be real, social media is reshaping the industry in ways we can't ignore. TikTok and other platforms have shifted the power dynamic, moving beyond Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb, especially with younger audiences. Think about it. What movie did you discover purely because of social media? The way we engage with movies has changed, and it's clear that platforms like TikTok are becoming just as important as traditional critics in shaping a film's success or failure. As social media continues to grow, it's only going to have more influence on the industry, and the real question we should be asking is, can Hollywood adapt, or will it get left behind? What movie did you discover only because of social media? And don't forget to subscribe.